Time for a bit of guitar building, is it? Battery exhausted, she says. I'm fucking exhausted. Stupid entrance. I'm going to run out of stupid ideas. Will I run out of stupid ideas? Probably will. Hello everyone, my name's Paul. This is My Life Studios. Here's some signs to do some swearing a bit and get the odd award for raising lots of money for charity. So if you don't like my channel, fuck off. I don't really care. We're on a mission around here. I've been tasked to build a Firebird. Why is that cool? Because I've never built a Firebird. And in fact, I've never owned one. So I've borrowed one. So let's have a little look at a real one, a posh one. And we'll have a little look at what I've got to transfer to some wood. This has kindly been lent to me by Matthew North of Matthew North Music. Go and check out his channel. Links below, blah, blah, blah. He loves all his history. Loves a bit of musical history and a bit of trivia. Clever lad he is. This is a real Firebird. I knew nothing about it. The shape is not something I would normally gravitate towards but it's a very light guitar, so it's kind of winning me over. It's got lots of fans, lots of non-fans. I've borrowed this so that I can get to grips with how it works. This is obviously a neck through. It's an early Gibson. It's a neck through. Mine's not going to be a neck through. I'm not set up for that round here, but we'll make it appear that way. We'll do this nice groove. We'll get all that going. I'm going to put all the gubbins in. Everything's going to match. So there you go. That's what a Firebird looks like. I'll put it back in the box because it's not mine and it's a few pennies, isn't it? So how's mine going to differ? First of all, I've procured myself some templates. I was going to say jigs then. It's not a jig, it's a template. Sorry, long day. It's after lunch. I've been doing bits and bobs. Mine's going to be made, wood rubbing for all the aficionados. Mine's going to be made of walnut. I put stripes in necks and stuff because it just looks better. Otherwise, the back of the guitar might be a bit boring. There you go, a bit boring. Like the sort of person that constantly wants you to watch videos on his phone. Here, mate, check this out. Fuck off, Dave. I don't want to watch videos on your phone. If you're one of those people, I've just addressed you. So, I've got strips of ash and a bit of mahogany in between my walnut. That's simple, innit? There you go. Piece of piss. We've got to machine that up. We've got to make it a bit thinner. We've got to make it light. Incidentally, this bit of walnut I've been stashing downstairs. It's very light. Got it from Beach Brothers in Exeter. I'll take a trip up there twice a year. I'll spend £1,000. I'll get all the wood I need. It's all kiln dried. Lovely jubbly. It goes down in fritzels and we store it away. Naturally, I've got a matching neck. There's the matching neck. I always cut necks down so that I can glue them up and laminate them with opposing grains. I kind of do that on every build, so there's nothing new there. There's nothing new to that little bit. I've got extra strips here. I don't know what the extra strips are for. Now, that in itself is not a very pretty guitar. So here's a little inside one. One of my first videos on the channel when it's got no yapping in it, so some people might prefer it, I reckon. I built an SG out of mango. Check this out. Pure filth, loved it. So I've bought myself a fuck off expensive bit of flamed mango. Absolutely gorgeous bit of wood. It's going to do wondrous things. Now, the headstock of a Firebird has got the little bit of inlay and sunky in bits, so I'll be doing that with a bit of the offcut of mango as well. So we'll have a black headstock, mango peripherals. Mango peripherals, you snobby twat. A type of ebony fretboard. More strips here. I'm going to laser out the Gibson inlays on my fretboard, and then I think I'm going to fill them with resin. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll make that bit up as I go along. You know how that works? I always make it up as I go along because I am what's known as a knob. And I don't make life easy for myself. So I'm going to copy a lot of the stuff, a lot of the layout of the proper Firebird. I always want to call it an Explorer. It's not an Explorer, but there is one of them coming up. This is a sticky bit of resiny mango. It's very, very toy.
You have a toy body. Yes.
So first thing we've got to do is make body blanks and neck blanks, and that's the boring bit. It's actually the bit I like because it's quite enjoyable and relaxing. I'm going to cut cameras and I'm going to set the table saw up and I'll just go through what the fuck's going through my brain. Feel free to comment below, like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, I can't respect that. So if you want my respect and my love and my everlasting gratefulness, gratuitary, then fucking subscribe in it. What, just while I set up some bullshit. Right, this episode is pretty much going to be what I'm thinking about when I'm making these blanks, because I do kind of whiz through it sometimes, but there's more to it. I'm looking at little Dave while I'm filming this. Bear in mind, when I'm choosing my wood, I've got a cap gun on this guitar, so it doesn't matter a fuck what's on the top of it. I'm working on the back here. So I've got these 2 bits of wood, and I like the way the grain's doing all sorts of crazy things. I've got to make sure that my template is the other way up, because this is a funny shaped guitar. I need to offset things a little bit to give myself plenty of room. Now, I've got my centre line marked there. So what I can do is I can mark a little bit oversized where I can chop these blanks down, because I don't want to be thickenessing wood that I don't need to thickenessing. It's pointless, isn't it? So this one I can take that much off, and this one I can take that much off, and then I know I've got my blanks how I want them. I'm going to mark the fact that this is the back, and I'm keeping this. All right, B for big bastard. That's easy, isn't it? Now, this mango, I want to keep this centerpiece with all the lovely chatoyance, and these little bits here we're going to use on the side. A Firebird, and if I call it an Explorer, I'm very sorry. A Firebird body at its widest point is 175 millimeters, or as they say in Northern Ireland, millimeters. 175 millimeters, so I need to make this 180. We don't want to be making it 175 because that's crazy, isn't it? I'm not a knob. This needs to be cut in half, book matched like a book. I'm going to joint this one side so it's perfect, because table saws like making cuts along jointed surfaces. I'll show you what I mean. I've got a nice straight edge, I've got a flat surface and a straight edge. So now I'm going to cut this down to 180 mil. There's some weird things going on with minerals and all that sort of stuff, because of course it is. It's a bit of naturals, bit of wood. It's got some all sorts of gubbins. I'll try and lose some of the major bits, but actually a lot of the time this is proper character. So we'll see what that's going to look like. This cap is going to be very thick because I have to route that pretend channel in the front. We've got to fake it before we make it. So I'm basically now going to rip this down on the table saw 2 ways, and then I'll just finish it with the bandsaw. Much easier way of book matching timber. Much easier way, and then we can get that glued up and waiting. It's 27, so 11 mil. That leaves me with that, which is much easier now to just whip the bandsaw through. I haven't got to worry about wibbly wobblies. So voila. It's a long old take, wasn't it? Let's get this glued up. Obviously it looks a little bit rough and ready at the minute, but we are sanded. I'm happy with that. It fits our pattern perfectly. Lovely jubbly. I want my flame to go upwards on the body, if you can see that. So that is going to look just fucking class, innit? I'll use the top of that one. That's how that's going to go. I'm going to whip this through the jointer quickly, just touch her up, and then we'll get it glued and clamped, and we can come back to this tomorrow. We'll finish the rest of the body plate, shall we? Get inside my brain, because otherwise it's going to be a really shit video. Right, that's my cap all glued up, looking rough as rats, ready to go. I can we'll put this aside, we'll move on to the rest of the body. Now, Firebird body, 41 mil thick. That is not very thick at all. I am thicker than a Firebird. So, and my cap, we know, is 11 mil. It's going to be 12, it's going to be 10 mil by the time we're finished. 41mm at the thickest. It's going to be 10mm. I need a body which is 31. Let's err on the side of caution and go with 32, which means initially I'm going to rip it to 33. Just adding numbers. That's all I'm doing. Piece of piss. Yes, I've had multiple coffees today before you comment. So I've marked this out. Remember, this is the back of my guitar. I've marked it out. I know what I need to machine here. I've got marks. I can take these off now. I'm going to reduce this body down and I'm going to do exactly the same process, and I'm not going to film it, of just ripping this bit by bit, and I'll take it off on the bandsaw, clean it up, and I'll see you back here in a minute. All right, I'll do some wibbly wobblies and we'll get it off. Most important thing is I'm going to be cutting it from the back of the guitar, because if I've got control cavity plates, I want to use the offcut, which is closely book matched to the bit I'm chopping. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? I'll see you in a minute. I'm going to turn the cameras off because I'm pulling leads around everywhere. See you momentarily.
5 minutes later.
Right, back on the road. Here we are. Here's my body blank. Looks very skinny, doesn't it? Don't forget, we've got a big fat fucking cap to put on the top of that. No need to swear, Paul. We've got a big fat cap to put on the top of there. That is the size of my body blank. Remember that this, to be fair, now I've done it, it doesn't matter what side's the back or the front, they both look lovely. So we'll have that as the back. There's me mark still there. There's our backwards Firebird. We've got to offset things a little teeny tiny bit, and we're well within parameters. Walnut's a weird one. The grain does whatever it wants. It's like a teenage son. I need to make sure that these strips are all the same dimensions, because they're going to line up with each other in the body. If we've got any discrepancies there, it's going to be shit. So let's put these through the thickness sander, and away we go. The workshop is a fucking mess. The workshop's a mess. When it comes to gluing up my neck blank, I don't care about truing things up for a minute. This is so oversized, it's ridiculous. So we're just going to glue these up, stonk them on, clamp them up, and we'll come back and we'll thickness that tomorrow. That's a plan. I've made the plan. Let's just execute the plan. Right, I'm back in work. It's not really work, is it? It's not work. Fucking love it. I love it down here. So welcome back. It's not a new episode. I don't need to say welcome back. We've just got to do a seamless transition. Ta-da! Right, here we are. I've got a mango top. We're going to investigate this in a second. I've also got a little bit of oak that I've just whipped up. A lamination of bollocks from downstairs. And we got our walnut stripiness of a body, which looks absolutely delicious. That is the back of the body, remember. That is the back. So if that's the back, that means that is the front. So first port of call we're going to do, this is very, very light. It's a super light body blank. I'm not going to do any weight relief. And also, after I've flattened everything up and got rid of some nasty chip out on things, I'm a little bit thin. I'm on 38mm and we wanted 41. So I've got 4mm of oak, because I actually like, it's got a nice contrast. It matches the ash a little bit there. We've got a bit of macaroonings going on. So, and I like the fact, and I'm waffling because I've just got to get it all out. I'm going to do some carves on this to make it look a little bit different to your standard Firebird. So like maybe a comfort carve on the top. So I'm going to, and I like it when you get different woods being revealed. Do you know what I mean? So the oak is going to go in, and then the mango, and then we should get a nice bit of, it's a layer, it's depth, it's je ne sais quoi. I think that's a word from the 80s. Like the fucking milk tray man, don't I?
Wrong.
Right, so the first thing I need to do, this is the top of the body. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to, so I can screw this down. Shall we screw it? Fuck it. Balls to the wall. Incidentally, I've just put the video for the blue e-art out. That's kind of where we are time frame with me building this, so you get a little idea. And I had some complaints. Do you know what the complaints were? I didn't swear enough. So there you go. I'll make sure I'll put a few more swear words in. I can only apologise. I must have been feeling a little bit civilised. Big old awkward body on the Firebird. I had a girlfriend like that once. Right, I'm going to whip this out on the bandsaw. I'm not going to film it. You don't need to fucking see that. Calm yourselves down. Okay, so I have routed this off. You didn't need to see the routing going on. It's been done. I've routed this body. It's pretty good. This now becomes the template for the rest of it. I've put matching holes in the top cap. This doesn't have to reach the top because it's going to get routed out for a neck pocket noggin. But there's matching holes on there that will help that line up in a minute. I've cut it oversized anyway. Right, so let's get to the interesting bit. That's going to go on there. It's like lighter than an angel's queef. It is super light. Let's have a little look. I can't decide whether to put my flames going up or down. Normally flames go forward, don't they? So let's have a little look at what the best side of this mango is. And for that, because it looks a bit dead at the minute, let's reveal the grain with some naphtha. So I only ever really use this to reveal grainage. That's all I do. So we just get a nice liberal bit on there and we wash it on. You can see what this grain's going to do. It's just lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Oh, so that's going to be me front, right there. The flame is all the way down. So we'll miss out these little bits of mineral and we'll just whip right up through. It's going to look gorgeous, that is. Absolutely gorgeous. Right, I can't put a screw in the bottom of this one, but I can put one there because that's where our neck's going to be chopped out. So I'm going to get up the top to miss the minerals. I'm going to go on my centre line. I'm going to pop that hole in. Right, I'm going to go and cut this out. Ready? We'll do a magic one on the side camera. 1, 2, et voila! Look at that. How about that for a bit of telly magic? Bosh! That was a right faff doing that. What are you, fucking 7? Have I got to do these sorts of things? Are you not entertained already by the Albanic Colossus? Right, I've got some nice offcuts here for doing me bits around my headstock and all that sort of stuff. That's important. I need to keep some of those bits. Right, here we go. Here's the body. We've got an oak strip. We've got mango for the top. I've got a locating hole to screw it all together. All we've got to do now is get a load of glue. And you can see my sandwich is rather fucking spiffing. So one at a time, let us glue. If you're watching Type Bond and you'd like to sponsor the channel, fill your boots. Right, final phase before we get to the end of this video. Here she is all routed up, looking rather spiffing. You can see the sandwich on the side. Mango, oak, walnut. It's going to look lovely, isn't it? Very delicious. Little swirly swirlessons going on the back. Understated, but enough to get you moist. That's all I'm going to say. Now, a quick look at the reference Firebird before I fucking wreck everything. Firebirds have, because they're a neck through, they have the wings stuck on, and they're very cleverly stuck on a little bit lower on the top, fine, and on the back. Not sure I'm going to replicate it on the back. I might leave the back flat. Not sure how to deal with that, but let's decide as we go along. But I want to replicate it on the top. It doesn't have to be a faithful recreation. We're basing our guitar on this, but I want it to look like my creation. That's how it works. So that has actually got a 102mm strip. I've gone a little bit more and I've gone 112. I want a little bit more space either side for me bridge. So simply now, we are going to use a router and I'm going to use that as a pattern because it's really technical. I'm going to glue that on there and I'm going to use a router to very gently just mosey away and reduce that down by about 3mm. It's not a lot, just enough to give it the right step, the right effect. I'll go very gently, and then I'll have to come in and manually sand, which is unheard of for me. I'll probably use the orbital because I'm lazy, but I'll make it look in the montage like I did it all painstakingly. We'll get some artistic shots of me sanding wood just to get you all over the line. I know it works. I need a centre line, which I've cunningly put a couple of pencil lines on because this is like Blue Peter, really. Anyway, I'm just going to shut up now and we'll montage this and we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, so the worktop is shit eye. There's a bit of a draft when I was routering that. So I've made some decisions during that montagio, which went on a little bit longer than I thought. Sorry, I should have tidied up before I started. Here's me top all carved in, a faux Firebird, the faux Firebird. I don't want to call it that, but I've coined the phrase now, so we'll probably have it out there. That looks really cool, and I'm really chuffed with how that turned. It's a simple little process, that, easy. What I've done on the back is I've left it flat, but I've really softened it. That's actually a Stratocaster radius on the edge there. Really softened it in on the back. So, come back next week, we're gonna do a bit on the neck. Obviously we've got a neck blank, it's all gonna match rather swimmingly, going all the way through. We'll start on this next week. I've actually already started on it. This is back and forth time machines. But yeah, there you go. We're going to start on the neck. I'm going to have a proper go at Gibson inlays and getting them cut out with some different woods and all that sort of stuff. I might fuck it up royally because that's normally what happens. But I'll include it and I'll show you how it got fucked up, and I'm going to do a lot of it. Oh, it's felt a little ridge there. And I'm going to do a lot of it off the neck before I put it on there. I'm basically going to create a fretboard blank, so I have to be a little bit more concise lining it up. But that'll do. There you go. It's a bit further on than we normally get in it. I'll see you next week. We'll decide about necks. And then after that, we'll do a bit more. And then basically, we'll end up with a guitar at the end of the series. That's how it works. 4 episodes. Tune in. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Comments are always welcome. I don't reply to all of them anymore because there's literally thousands a week. It's too much. But I do read pretty much the whole lot. Share the videos, do your bit, set your notifications. I am not AI, but it's coming. So help me keep my neck above the water. Love you, bye. Special wave.
Boy, that's a lot of cum. Don't use this crusty old sock. Look at this. You're just pushing it around. See how it's just pushing the cum around? Now your sock's dirty. Who needs that? Check this out. You're gonna love it. The jizzle. White, gone. Easy peasy. Look at this. See all that cum?